Welcome back to the Angry Man Podcast with Jason and Greg. So, Jay, as a matter of fact, Jay, I just thought about this. Let's go ahead and discuss this as well in terms of Deontay Wilder, because there are a lot of people that felt like we didn't actually comment on the performance of Deontay Wilder after the fight. So, and I'll talk about this for a minute. Jay, you can talk about this for a minute, and then we'll get into the topic of the video, which essentially is the announcement from Eddie Hearns in regards to Anthony Joshua, or at least the comments from Eddie Hearns. But in regards to Deontay Wilder, it was a poor performance. I don't know what happened with Deontay Wilder. He didn't seem to be able to pull the trigger. Jason, I didn't get the opportunity to see the fight live. You were telling me round by round what was going on, and he didn't seem to be the same Deontay Wilder we've seen in the past. Was sitting there looking for the big right hand. I've been critical of Wilder in the past, where I felt like, he just sat there and looked for the opportunity to land a big shot, where I felt that Wilder had more skills and was developing more skills under Malik Scott. It just felt like he wasn't really displaying some of the things he's learned over the last, few years. So I don't know if his age catching up with him. More than likely, it was probably inactivity that played a part, but that wasn't Deontay Wilder, and I was a little bit disappointed in the performance. What about you, Jay?
Yeah, I was highly disappointed in the performance. I didn't think that fight would end up like that at all. Joseph Parker had a good game plan, but I want to say it's more so what Deontay didn't do. As you were talking about how I was watching the fight, I was telling you after every round what Deontay wasn't throwing punches. And when he was backing up, he stayed. It's like he was trying to outbox Joseph Parker, and that was a losing strategy, in my opinion, with Deontay doing that approach. Also, I was telling you how he was exiting when Parker came towards him. Wilder would exit towards Joseph Parker's strong hand, the right hand, and he was almost getting clipped with that overhand right several times early in the fight, and then he got clipped big time with it later in the fight. Deontay never went down or anything, but you could tell it hit him, and I'm like, damn. Even his facial expressions like, what I got hit with. Yeah. But I mean, it was a bad performance because he didn't really use his jab like he should. I mean, he had a 7-inch reach advantage. I thought for sure Deontay would be using the jab and punish him, making Joseph Parker pay it the more he tried to come in. But Deontay didn't do that. He just looked off for whatever reason it was. Joseph Parker stuck to his game plan, and Deontay didn't really throw his right hand not much needed like he needed to get Joseph Parker's respect. I don't know what was going on with Wilder. Wilder did mention, I forget what video it was on, who he was talking to, but he mentioned like he needed to get his killer instinct. And for Wilder to say that, that's troubling to me and concerning, because I'm like, Wilder's naturally he's a killer in there. He goes in that ring, he's going to try to put your lights out. And for him to say that makes me like, okay, maybe he's been doing so much stuff on the outside of the ring and things of that nature there that it kind of, took his mind away from what he normally does when he's in the ring. Not saying he can't get back in there and try to rekindle that. I think he still can. But man, that was just troubling seeing him in that fight there. It just wasn't a good showing by Wilder against Parker. I think it's more so what Wilder didn't do versus what Parker actually did.
All right, so let's jump into the actual topic, because so many people asked us to comment on the actual results of that fight. But before we do that, I want to let you know that this video is brought to you by Born to Box. Born to Box is a gritty film from the perspective of the fighters, trainers, and the boxing insiders. It's from the good brother Curtis Scoons. www.borntoboxfilm.com. Go check it out. And oh, by the way, here's a little bit of a snip in what you can expect from this docuseries. Now, Jay, let's talk about Anthony Joshua, his promoter, Eddie Hearn. They are now saying that they have no interest in the fight with Deontay Wilder. I've heard that, and I haven't seen this anywhere, but I've heard that Wilder is not necessarily interested in even trying to have the rematch now with Joseph Parker. He wants to go right into a fight with, Anthony Joshua in March. Clearly, Eddie Hearn said has no interest in that. And Jay, what was the exact words he used? I think you have that pulled up. What were the exact words he used in regards to Deontay Wilder?
Yeah, it was. I mean, it wasn't nice. It's like the fight's dead for now. The people who wanted to put the fight on no longer see that as a fight that it was. Numbers don't work now because Wilder's a busted flush at the moment. It's a mismatch in my opinion.
So I don't know what busted flush means, but whatever.
I
So
have no idea.
so now they are set to move forward with a fight with Anthony Joshua, and by they I'm talking about Eddie Hearns in March. Now there are a number of names there. Zhang is one of those names. I can't remember who the other name is at the moment, Jay. But the main
Francis
name,
Ngannou.
yeah, that's the name that I wanted to get to, right? Frances Ngannou is the name that we want to talk about here. So they are essentially saying that they will be interested in fighting Francis Ngannou. I think it's because they believe that it could be a big money fight for AJ, and they are looking to put that fight on. Now, did they talk about the location or whether or not the Saudis would be willing to actually fund that particular fight as well? Because we know that the
Yeah.
Ngannou versus Tyson Fury fight did not do well on pay-per-view.
Yeah, the other person I was mentioning was he's a contender. I think he's number one contender is Philip Herkovic. He fought in that card as well. He only had I forgot who he won, who he knocked out. But
Hmm.
yeah, they're saying it's planned for March in Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
Saudi Arabia.
Okay. That's what I thought. So perhaps they'd be willing to fund that type of fight between Ngannou. There will probably be some interest garnered in maybe that particular country. I don't know how much interest would be. I don't know how much interest like people will have over in the States. I don't know what they've done in regards to pay-per-views relative to the pay-per-view that they put on between, Anthony Joshua, and Otto Wilder and Deontay Wilder and Joseph Parker. I don't know what numbers they did there, but I struggle to believe that anybody in the States is going to be overly excited about this fight. Maybe there might be more interest because Ngannou was able to put on a better performance than what people anticipated. And they just, were under the impression that Tyson Fury was going to go in and wash him. I have no idea. But Eddie Hearns is describing this as an absolutely colossal fight. I don't know if it is. I don't even know Jay, do you really have interest in this fight? I personally don't.
Nah, I mean I'm not interested in it at all. I mean, nah, not at all. I don't have an interest in him fighting. Actually, I mean, my interest is still. I think I'm higher. My interest is higher still for a Deontay Wilder fight with AJ. It's still higher, I think, than those three. I think that'll ignite a fire more so under Wilder to make a better showing than what he had against Parker. Not saying that he deserves it, because after coming on off like lost like that against Parker, you can't really say he deserves a fight over a Parker or any of those three gentlemen that was named, because Zhang had a hell of a fight and a win against Joe Joyce. Flip Herkovich is, I believe, he's a number one contender, and Ngannou had a great showing, a better showing it seemed against Tyson Fury than Deontay did. So those three seem like they should be on a higher. And then Parker just beat Wilder, so there's four people ahead of Wilder in that line. But I'm still more intrigued to see a Wilder AJ fight still.
Yeah. So you gotta tell us in the comment section what you think. I don't think I want to see a Deontay Wilder fight versus AJ right now until Deontay gets back into the ring to show us that he's back to the level that we would anticipate for him to actually be able to defeat AJ. But maybe other people feel this differently. I mean, clearly you do, Jay. Let us know what you think. Don't forget to go check out www.borntoboxfilm.com. That's the good brother Curtis Schoon. And until next time, peace.